For several decades, the music industry was on top of the world, with record sales booming. Pirates were few and using cassette tape recorders. The advent of CDs and MP3s, however, unleashed an explosion of music copying. The last 3 years saw CD sales in the US shrink almost 50%, from a little less than 580 million in 2007 to 300 million in 2009. Conversely, the number of copies obtained illegally through the internet rapidly increased. In Germany alone, 316 million songs a year are pirated. So, how will today's music be made? And how will it find its way into the MP3 player? A young band is on its way to the recording studio. They're students at the Pop Academy in Mannheim and want to record a song for an EP, a mini-album that consists of 4 songs or so. First, the musicians set up their instruments and warm up. A sound engineer positions an extensive array of microphones so that later he can listen to each individual instrument separately. The band then plays in unison, preserving the character of their music. The band plays the song several times. The sound engineer will search for the best parts later. There was the analog tape at the beginning of the history of production. Then it developed. The number of tracks increased, and we could record more and more instruments separately. So the scopes for the mix grew, and today we're able to treat every instrument separately and specifically to optimize the sound. Modern editing enables us to stitch together the best sequences from different takes, a process that can extend to a month or more for an entire album. Next, it's the singer's turn. She's got to sing the song several times too, so the best parts can be spliced together later. A good deal of today's music is created using computers. You can even use software to change the tone pitch. But no software can make a caruso out of a warning siren. To a certain point, you can help less talented people by using this technology. But one thing you can't do is to put emotion in it if emotion is lacking. Emotion can't be replaced by any equipment or software in the world. Every important part of the song has been captured and saved on disc. The first cut, so to speak. Now it's time to mix. One important sequence, the strings, the band recorded in advance onto a USB stick. Such is modern production technology. Once the best mix is agreed on, the next step is to go into the mastering studio. There's a very experienced mastering engineer who works on our final mixes. Those files could already be played by a normal MP3 player. The mastering engineer adjusts the loudness of the sounds. He sets breaks and then he arranges the sequence of the tracks in order to build up the album. Usually at this point the costly production of a CD would begin. But this is a new band, and it's enough that they have the finished file on a hard drive. From the hard drive, the band uploads the new track onto their website so fans and curious consumers can download it. Music distribution can be this simple these days. And it can grow rapidly into something huge. Consequently, the music industry has been in a state of flux for some time, struggling to come to terms with this new landscape. Once upon a time, being on the MTV and Viva playlist was usually enough to generate a hit. Now websites such as MySpace or music blogs like Hype Machine can create stars. The problem is the diversity of such portals.
Auf der einen Seite große Chancen für Nachwuchsbands.
On the one hand, great chances for the newcomer bands to present themselves. On the other hand, of course, the battle of all the young bands that have to compete against all the other bands worldwide. So technological progress offers a lot of possibilities, but at the same time screams for new filter systems to enable a fast access to certain music.
Die dann auch einem User schnellen Zugriff auf bestimmte Musiken erlauben.
As a result, many young musicians have decided to take control of their own destinies. The music industry cries as if frozen in their grief over losing the high margins of years gone by. CDs alone no longer generate big profits. Internet sales are solid but not as strong as hoped for. Fans rarely pay to download entire albums, opting instead to download many singles. One thing is certain, the CD is ailing. Nobody really knows if it will actually die, but we know that the music never will.